Alright, alright. How's it going? How's it going today? Hi, Dimitri. So today I think we're fixing our DB problems, okay? Last day working on this, okay? Last day. I'm going well, pretty well. I've got something to drink, so I'm happy. How are you, my friend? How is life treating you? At least today. Nice. Alright. Let's slowly get started at Bon Appetit. That doesn't fit, okay? That doesn't fit. Oh man. We're going to go past right through this comment. I love you, my friend. I love you. Alright. Are we ready? Okay, when you say we say... So in Ukraine, this is a thing. Is that what you're saying? That you say bon appetit for a drink. It sounds as if you're eating like you're eating one of my soup, okay? That sounds exactly like it. So nice meme, okay? Let's get to working. Okay, let's cut this. Let's put that up. Where is my PHP? Well, I'm more used to it this way. Well, have a nice drink. Thank you. Because when you say bon appetit to a drink, at least if you were to say it in Quebec, I don't know if it's different. Probably not, but I don't know if it's different in France or somewhere else. If you are to say bon appetit, it sounds like your drink might be a little bit defective, okay? It sounds like you've just gave somebody a big glass of sewer water, and you're like, might contain some crusty part in there, okay? It might not be the clearest drink, but yeah. Anyway. We're getting to it, okay? We're getting to it. So, I don't know if you were there for that part in the last video. Well, the last stream. But we had some issues trying to get going on our database. And that's pretty much what we did the whole time. So my issue that I'm having is I'm trying to fix like a bunch of problems that are not really fixable under my current system. So the first thing is I need to be able to store the tags inside of a DB. I need it to not take too much place, to be fast, and to be somewhat recursive, because I need structs within structs to work. So I have a bunch of issues that I need to fix. So the solution that I'm coming up with, let's align all of that. Do we have a thing to make things like snap to grid? Oh man, that looks... Oh, miam. Alright. Okay, that looks good. Have you tried writing in Rust? You needed to. You needed to say that it was the language, eh? Yes, I've written with Rust, okay? I've taken a Rusty tool, I scratch it across something important, and I wrote with it. No, absolutely not. I have never done any Rust. Not even like Hello World. Woo! I know everybody's telling me like, oh my god, it's so good, look at Rust, oh my god. And like my whole community is, let's say, Rust guzzling enthusiast. But, no, I mean, I know a little bit of C. If I need to get something done in something fast, I'll do it in C. And that will probably never happen because Python just works for me and I never really feel the need to get that optimized. Rust is fire. Well, technically, Rust is oxidation, right? So if an oxide and fire is the act of oxidization, it means that Rust is most definitely a type of product of fire. No, I'm kidding. I understand. After PHP. You must be joking. You're Satan spawn. There's no better feeling than changing like 2 spades in a PHP script and nothing working anymore, but the errors to be like the most unhinged thing ever. Thank Lord for all the CMS that exists out there. Hello, Cardian. Happy to see you here again. So TLDR. We remember the problem that I had, right? The problem where I needed to fix a bunch of issues. Solution is simple. Well, it's not really a fix because it is technically one of the slowest way to do it, but I think we're gonna be good. The solution is that I make a new table for each type of things. So I can make a table for structs, and, well, I should have written it here, but structs. I can make a table for functions. Oh, shit. Anyway, I could make tables for other things too. My solution is, instead of giving them like brand new structs ID or function ID, we're going to use a tag ID through all of them, okay? So technically they're all going to use the same ID. When there is a new struct, a new function, a new anything, we will log it inside of... I should use the arrow. We should log it inside of mtype. Oh man, that works good. We log it inside of an mtype, and mtype is just there to tell us, hey, this thing exists, and it has this name, and it maybe has the special characteristic that we could store inside of tinfo. And then we would be able to, inside of one unmodified query, do left joins to be able to only pull either the struct or the function or whatever the hell we would need afterward. Let's say that we have a weird thing that we need to do because we have multiple type defs for different architectures. So what I'm pretty much saying is we're putting everything on the same ID. We're going to put a shitload of left join and hope that the performance is not going to be trash. Yeah. Oh, I mean, like Rust, just as much as PHP. How can you find writing in PHP pleasant? I mean, there's one thing that is pleasant about PHP, from my point of view. It is the fact that you can optimize it really, really good. Right? When you, like for example, when you have a website with PHP on it, like it can be a CMS or whatever, you can, inside of the Apache server, how do they call this? It's FPM, I think. You can set up multiple FPM. The FPM can have some like preset memory for how much you want to allocate for a specific thing. So you can set, depending on the function or the script that you're going to use, you can set a set amount of megabyte or gigabyte or however much storage you want in memory, and make like a giga optimized system. That's like erection inducing for anybody that likes optimizing things. But hey, been a long time since I've seen this. Guardian, happy that you agree. So let's embark on that journey. So from that, we need to remove this. So M-type content is utterly useless. We need to design something to replace it for structs. So let's just only and only think structs, right? Because a struct, well, we need to think about how we design our structs, okay? That's all there is. So let's remove this, okay? Let's remove this. How do we design our table for structs? So let's make like a... Alright. Okay. So first, we of course have our type ID. This is obvious. Maybe I should... Okay, yeah, that width is a little bit better. Okay, so type ID, we're going to set it at the top. After that, if we want to store a struct, let's look at one. Let's look at a struct first, okay? Let's open one up and think about it like big brain people, okay? What's the first real struct we're gonna find? Fuck. It's this one. Okay, we in. Salut. How's it going, my friend? You and your fucking margarine. Get a rope. Okay? Get a rope. And put it around a cow. And go somewhere else in the prairies. I don't fucking know. Go back to eating, I don't know, like colored margarine, Pope soap on a rope. Hey, my God. Space Wolf. What are we gonna do? I'm not going to forget to zoom in. Okay, first of all, we're never going to have to actually store this, because it is an anonymous struct. Do we have a non-anonymous struct so that we can think about something for real? For real. Okay, maybe this. This is unrelentless. Unrelentless AIDS. What is this? Okay, so this is... No. I was like, is this a function just written in some other way? I don't understand this. Anyway, we're going to take this as a struct. I guess that's what it is. Cardinality. Okay, we've got some yos in the chat. Holy. You know what? Let's make it even more interesting. Let's take the master of all struct. Okay. Oh man, the if-def, I don't know how those are gonna be coded. Let's ignore them for now. Okay. So inside of a struct. Well, first of all, before we start, we need to store the name of the struct itself. So right here, it's task struct. So this would be stored here at TNID. So we already have that info. Now, after that, we would need to be able to store another struct. So that's our... Let me just like put this on the side. Can we have a pen over here? Can I like draw on this? No. F me, I guess. Oh, shit. Alright, okay. And can I, like, hide that? Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Now we can see and draw. That's the best part. Okay, so let's have a new table. We obviously have the thing where we have the type ID throughout. So let's assume that this is like a row for the type ID. Okay. Okay, so that was the easy part. Okay, so we have stored the name. That's done, okay? That's easy. Now, we need to store a new struct into it. So the solution is inside of this new struct, well, M-type struct, I guess. M-type struct. Okay, let's just do as if I wrote. Inside of this table, we're going to have a rank, right? So we're going to have the ID, and after that, we're going to have like rank. And it can go from 0 to, not infinite, but you get it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can have multiple things for one type ID inside of struct, inside of the thing for struct here, inside of the table for struct. So we would be able to store this, this, and this. Okay, so we've solved the issue where we can only store one thing per row. Okay, we just use more rows by using rank. One thing done. Alrighty, good. Now, doing another struct is fairly easy, right? Because what we can do for coding in another struct like this one is we would first need the name that we are going to set the struct to. So we need in here to have a TN ID, tag name ID, or type name ID if you prefer. And that will take care of this. Now, what we need to do here is to reference this thing, this prior struct, because we have a struct that already exists somewhere that is called thread.info. So to reference it, the best way to do it is to whoop-de-doo, point back to another type ID. So here we should have a new type ID. Holy shit, it's crowded. Type ID out, I guess. So that would allow us to point to another struct to see how it is defined. Now we need to find a way to like stop it whenever it is something that is quote unquote a pure type, right? A type that it is the smallest divisible thing possible in C. The solution here might just be to have a new table still on that same type ID thing, right? So let's do the boop, boop. Okay, it's all wired. It's all wired under the same type ID, where we could code in the name of a specific type, right? Like an int. So we would need a place to store the name. And we would probably need to store a bunch of other values linked to it, right? I don't know how under the hood an int compares to... Oh, well, there's a bunch of ways that we can compare types, right? So the numbers of bit that they use depending on the architecture. There could be if they're signed or not. There could be... Yeah, that's about it, right? What else? I don't know. Size, and if it's signed, that's pretty much all there is to it. So we could easily do that with a name. So we can say that it's an int, or if it's a short, it's a short, or if it's an unsigned int, it's an unsigned int. Sorry, I'm thinking. And we just need another value here that if it's negative, it means that it's signed. If it's positive, it means that it's unsigned. And then we can just write the number of bits, bytes, or whatever it's going to use. Yeah. Oh, good one. Good catch, Guardian. If it is, Oh shit, I just removed everything! Okay, it's no issue. Talking about it is better. Talking about it again and again is okay. The pointers was for the table that was over here, right? Because inside of a struct, the same... Let's find an example of it. Let's find it. Oh, that's a great one. That's a great one, right? So inside of our struct, we have a bunch of other values. And for example, here we have a pointer to this struct. So that means that this information need to be stored inside of here, right? Because we're not going to... Let's just think about this, right? If we decide to store this information anywhere else, we would need to have two different concepts inside of our database for if something is a pointer or if something is not a pointer, right? So if I were to have task struct number 1 and task struct number 2, where one has this little pointer thingy, oh shit, pointer thingy, and the other does not, I should really use the arrow thing, yeah. So if I have two versions of task struct, one with the pointer, one with not, we should be able to point to the same thing, but just put a little modifier saying we are using this struct as a pointer, right? This makes, at least to my intuition, this makes more sense than saying we are recreating the whole struct alloc tag just to put the little information, like put it here, for example, that, oh, this specific type is a pointer. That sounds nonsensical to me. That doesn't make sense. So, yeah. Oh, good night. Love you, my friend. I'll drink to you. Send more bombs. Not your way, but the other way, right? So they explode. You get me, okay? You get me. In any case, thank you for being here. I love you. Okay. Okay. Let's stop. Okay. We're in. We're in. The IQ is off the chart, okay? Let's pipe this up, okay? Type struck, my brother. And I should really speak. I should name all of this tag, but who am I kidding? We're going to do a bad naming scheme and like suffer, okay? So mtype struck. We need to change the name over here. Our first thing, type ID. We add that, that's good. Second thing, rank. We needed that. That's good. Third thing is the name. We needed a name. That's good. We needed the new type ID. Yeah. I just don't know how to name it. Inner type ID just is not a good name. Who gives a shit? And after that, T-spec. T-spec makes sense because that's where we're going to set our pointer, right? And if it's a const, all of those things that we wouldn't want, like, baked into a type. That makes sense. Am I missing anything? I think that's here for... Like, that's what we want for a struct, right? Because... Let's just think through it, right? So, option number 1, our struct contains another struct. So if it contains another struct, like, okay, those 3 things are all default no matter what we put. It's just going to point to something else. And depending on what's inside of our struct, what type our struct is, we're going to set this. Well, that makes sense. We're not missing any information. Now, let's say that inside of our struct is a standard type. Let's say an int, right? Then the same thing is true. So we would have, of course, type ID, rank, the name of the variable or whatever we're setting. And after that, we would point to this specific magical table that would contain all of the other pure type. Let's call them that way. And then, if it's a pointer, if it's a const, works too. Okay, that works. Is there something else that we are expecting inside of a struct that would not fit another struct or an int or anything else that doesn't work? Oh boy. Oh boy. A union. Shit. Like, these are going to cook me too, but... A union. Onion mentioned. The union is the death, okay? It is. Ah, no! Not the union! Oh, and those boundary thing. There's forced alignment thing. Well, I guess the alignment could be coded inside of T-spec, so that's not much of an issue. Enums of onions. How many onions do we have? The coolest feature in C, my friend. Never date a gal who pads or structs or bra with onions. Yup, that's bad. Aren't like every use of unions a war crime? Isn't that like the throwing a grenade equipped ration? Isn't that the equivalent? Okay. Like, who uses them? And why? I know why. God, I'll kill myself. Do I really need to think about unions now? She'll make you cry. Bae. Unions are used in networking stuff. Is this a joke? Like you're going to make a switch joke? Or is this true? Would probably make sense. Okay, I think the best way to go about this is to say, fuck it. Unions don't exist. Okay, whew, that was a capitalist statement of me. I am the biggest business owner. Unions don't exist. They are a construction. Go back to work, slaves. Okay, let's ignore the fact that they exist. The same as these if-defs, okay? We're going to ignore that they exist and go on our merry way, okay? We're just going to write down somewhere that we're going to think about it, okay? So, I was going to say, isn't Quebec all about them unions? No? Boy, those are low quality jokes right there. There are some cool bitwise operation using unions. Yes, I read it. I read it. Okay. Be right back. I need to insert the Anglophone. That sounds like me starting a stream, alright? Be right back. Gotta go back at yelling at some Anglophones. Yeah, it is for optimized stuff, but for now we're going to ignore, It was my buddy Frank. Oh fuck, it's another joke. But no, I don't think that we're more about unions than... Especially not Alberta. Aren't you like... Well, not especially union friendly, but... No, I'm mixing things up. I'm just mixing things up because you all have union inside of your political party for a reason or another, and... Haha, your politics are unhinged. Anyway. Ours are too. I thought there was an Amazon department that closed in Quebec because they unionize. Well, yeah, but I mean, Amazon is getting their ass unionized, like, everywhere they go. It's just that... Well, I mean, in Canada, we all have rights. You should know that, Space, alright? You should know that. We have rights no matter where you are, even in God-given engine of Canada. Alberta. Running on unmitigated, clearly not carbon neutral bitumen, okay? Pure bitumen. Alright. We're making some purely Canadian jokes right there. There's nothing more Quebecois than waking up one morning, choosing a minority to oppress, and using the non-withstanding clause. Oh, we're so freaking insane. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. But it is funny. Well, oh man, I gotta share this, okay? If you're not Canadian, I'll explain, okay? We're gonna make an explaining real quick, okay? In Canada, we have a law. Well, it's not a law, it's our constitution, okay? And it states, if you want to violate the rights of people, okay? You can. You just need to state it clearly that you are doing it. And if you do it clearly enough, well, maybe the Supreme Court will just ignore you. So let's just see the Wikipedia here, okay? And you'll understand why people get triggered, okay? So Canada Wikipedia not. Well, not cause, clause. Shit. All right. Let's just see when it was used, okay? Let's just use, okay? Usage of the notwithstanding clause. It's important to check if it was enacted, okay? Quebec worked. Yukon, nah. Quebec. Oh, Saskatchewan got one in. Holy. And then Alberta denied. This is unhinged. Everybody's getting cock-blocked. But Quebec. Oh my god. New Brunswick? Nah. Ontario? Maybe, but nah. Even your own Supreme Court is like, that ain't cool. But Quebec. Oh, what? I forgot about violating your civil rights. Oh man, I love it. It's so unhinged. Oh no. Oh no, protecting Alberta's children's statute. That must be like an anti-trans thing. That's for sure, like, if your child is trans, no healthcare. That's for sure the thing. Oh man. Quebec has a few challenges for the notwithstanding clause before the... Well, yeah, it should... Well, should it be thrown out? I don't know. We're getting into deep... Yeah, we're getting into the political... Yeah, we can't even use transformers here. Current flow must be assigned at birth. Based. Oh my, oh my. No, Alberta is their issue, that's for sure. But, yeah. No, Cardian, you're saying, like, seems like a cool place to live. But, it is. It's just a different vision of how rights work, right? There is the traditionally Anglo way of thinking about rights, which is you have some rights that the government cannot, like, destroy, and that's how things work. And there is the more French way of thinking about it, which is you have some rights that your neighbor won't be able to destroy, so deal about it. So it's just two ways to see the same issue, right? If we look at all of these, they're probably all there to, like, say, you have to learn French, you have to learn French, you have to learn French. Oh, you have to not be religious to have some funding for your school, you have to learn French, right? That's the overall idea of rights in Quebec. So it's not a big issue if you don't care about unhinged people wanting you to speak French. But yeah. Yeah, I gotta get back to helping some squids with their homework. AOC? I don't understand a thing you're saying, Space Wolf. Oh. I don't know what it is. Advent of code. Okay. Looks good. Looks cool, my friend. Looks cool. Don't know anything about it. Looks cool still. The 6th of 2025, my scoot. Okay. But yeah, it's, Guardian, don't worry, okay? We're not shipping people into death camps. You should do it from a fun programming puzzle. My friend, my fun programming puzzle is this. I don't need more pain, okay? I am this short from hopping on a dumb game, okay, where I try to kill a moose with a shotgun, okay? So, please don't make me leave. Not available in French, though. You're violating some laws. No. We are that short, okay? That short from putting a law where your website needs to be blocked in Quebec if it has no French in it. Oh my god, if it ever happens, tell me to kill myself. Oh my lord. I was saying it as a joke, but now I want to cry. Okay. Okay. Good. So now we do M-type time. No! That's disgusting! M-type type. But yeah, Space Wolf, if you really have to go and I misread some of your thing, goodbye. I love you, okay? If you don't, stay. Alright. M-type type. So the big difference with M-type type is that we don't need any of this because we won't query like a bunch of multiple things out of it. Don't worry, it's internal code. Oh, one last thing. What's the French word that means like redneck? But it translates to like wool wearing? I'm still listening, just in another window. Redneck? Wool wearing? What? Redneck. Well, redneck can be used in French, and it kind of will work. But that's because we're getting more and more Anglo. What would be the equivalent of redneck? What? It's a Quebec thing, like making fun of rural Quebecers. Oh, those who vote for independence. No, sorry. Based. I don't know. I'm overthinking it. It's going to pop up in my mind. And it's, like, I mean, you could technically say that somebody is so far... he lives down the ass of an... he lives down the ass of a bear. That's, pure laine. Oh boy, that's, god damn. I don't even know. That sounds like... so far. Is this... oh boy, I haven't seen that used for a long time. I don't feel... I feel like a lot of people of my generation would have no freaking clue what you mean by that. And they would just assume... they would just take the word pure into it and assume. Yes, pure laine. Because... well, maybe it's something that feels a little bit... yeah, maybe it just feels weird to, like, reference somebody's ancestry in Canada these days. Because we're so diverse, right? Like, if you live in any big city, you'll look at people that are of all the colors. So saying like that he is that you have like that pure ancestry is probably not doesn't feel probably weird to say out loud. That might be why. I once had a moose crack a joke about my white Anglo-Saxon ass. I get my name, okay? IRL. not online, okay? Is Scott. So when I talk in English with some people from your neck of the wood, okay? They're like, what the fuck? Why are you named Scott? And why are you from Quebec? Why are you not an Anglo? Who are you? So it's kind of funny. I'm happy that I have an Anglo name. It works well for me. But, yeah. Fuck independence. Hey, I don't know when you could have her. When she could have heard that expression. That feels so foreign. Anyway, enough thinking about this. I found your full name by accident and I was like, what the fuck? How is this guy a francophone? True! And what's worse than that, if only I had, like, some part of my family who was Anglo, but no. I'm the whitest, most French-Canadian guy that it gets. No hint of genetic impurities, okay? I can shit on the French because I am directly linked. And I hate that part of me, okay? I hate it. Fuck the French. Can you vigorously defend it? I can, okay? I can. I will vigorously defend. Okay, I'm going too far. I was going too far. Let's not go this far. I will vigorously defend keeping the French people out. Okay, keep them out. You can. Okay. That was a statement, not a question. I can absolutely do. I do. Okay. Okay, we good. We good. We're fucking around so hard. Love you, Scoots. Love you too, okay? Love you too. Having somebody not able to read a single thing correctly. Love you too. But in a non-withstanding way. Base. That sounds like the most unhinged relationship ever, okay? What's going on? Anyway. Oh my. What the f is this? Okay. I think that we got it. I find it funny how different countries think about the French. I have a question for people that don't live in France, and maybe to you too, okay? To you both, okay? Here in Brazil, people think so highly of them. Okay. This is a very homophobic thing for me to say, okay? But who the fuck cares, okay? I'm not somebody that hates them gays, okay? But there's just something about the French accent that is so freaking gay, okay? It just is. And I feel that, like, that's the universal feeling when somebody hears a French person in Quebec. It's just unbridled homosexuality. So, is this just a Quebec thing? Or is it like everywhere that we look at these guys and we're like, this guy is not totally... The line, you know, this is a straight line, okay? This is shit, okay? This is a straight line. Very straight. This is a French guy, right? It's still a line. It's still a line. So, yeah. Guardian, one of our previous Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, who I assume was a big fan of Pimp My Ride, described Quebec as a nation within a nation. Yo dog, I heard you like nations. What? What is that statement? He did, but French guys are just a little je ne sais quoi. Ooh. Anyway, love my French people. Love, I don't. But I love them still. You just trigger me, okay? You just trigger me. That's just how it is. But hey, I'll invite them gladly over. The accent is super annoying. There's something that triggers me more with them, is that in their country, okay, if you speak great English, it's not okay. Their pressure is to have that shitty English accent, right? Is to have the accent that you don't understand a thing. Like, I don't even know if I can emulate it. You just like force the French accent onto English. It's so dumb. So today we're going to go to the airport. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just speak English. It's so triggering. Why? Why do you destroy it on purpose? Anyway, I don't know why they do that. Why would you pressure your society to not speak a language in a good way? I don't get it. I do not. Okay. Okay. We're not cooking that strongly today, but we're memeing on another level. So, okay. Here's the issue that we're having. How do we decide? How do we decide which type is worthy to be a type? I find some Spanish speakers will have this beautiful flow in speaking and then just stop dead to say an English word as unsexily as possible. My speakers were all fuzzy and shit on my main laptop, so I tried to stab him out with a knife, and now I have no hard drive. Andrew, what did we say about seeking medical assistance? Okay? Andrew, for the love of God, where do you live? I will call the doctor for you. Oh man, Andrew, I love you very much. Okay. I think he lives in denial. That's the principle of psychosis, my friend. There's nobody that is having, like, psychosis or delusion. And that is like, I am I am not fine, I need to seek medical assistance. They're all going to be, no. It's the CIA, glowing in the dark, N-word that are trying to kill me, right? Yes, sprinkle some dust onto it. Oh, I'm not going to survive this stream. I love it. Okay. 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 How do we do this? How do we do this? Let's just run this once, so I have it inside of phpMyAdmin, okay? Not that hard to find my name, eh? Anyway. Oh, man. Okay. We've got a bug debug. We've got a bug. We've got a little bug. Let's go kill that dog. Bididdly-doo. Okay. Now type. And type. We should be cooking. Fuck you. Pew pew. Alright, we just gotta clear that. And you'll see that we are the champions. We are the champions, my friend. Yes, okay. I'm clearly denying the error, okay? I know what the issue is. Well, I'm not sure. Type. Okay, type. Boop boop. Pew. Type. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. T is not a list. Comma. Boom. It's the comma. Fuck you. That's not an error, it's just a compiler giving constructive feedback. True. Who's placing cheese under my nuts? I don't know, Andrew. I don't know. But I think that you're putting your nose up the wrong tree, okay? Alright. Okay, now it's time to, like, be an emotional... Can I stop with the things that are so not okay to say? Look at this emotional white woman, okay? Why? Okay. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so good. Okay. Yeah. Now, how do I determine what the F I put in this? Do I just go by, Okay, stop with the jokes. Shit. I'm dumb, okay? Do I just, like, find a way that to find when something is not divisible anymore? Or do I find another way? I have the cheese touch based. Maybe we just need another table. We are one table away from it, guys. Just one table. It really looks like it. No, I don't want it to be true. Okay, here's my issue, okay? Where the F does underscore underscore U32 goes, okay? So this is a type def. It is not a standard type, right? So it is a type def. Okay, so there is multiple solutions, okay? Solution number 1, new table for type defs. Yes, just another table. Solution number 2, I store them inside of type struct, code the T-info differently, and we should probably be good. Step or option number 3 would be to incorporate them inside of type, right? Because underscore underscore U32 is so foundational to the Linux kernel that I could maybe put in inside of a list of things that should just be assumed to always work inside of the kernel. I don't know. Yeah, Cardian. When I say divisible, I mean not divisible in the sense of can be divided by 2. I mean divisible in the sense of like an atom being split, right? I don't know if that makes more sense. You cannot split a proton into 2. Well, you can. Fuck you. Okay, let me explain. Okay, the type def for U32. Okay, so it's an unsigned int. So I should probably store... It's about design and optimization here, guys. Well, technically, a type def is always divisible, because we can look inside of the type def to see what it contains, right? Yeah. So I should probably do the thing where I code type defs into structs. Yeah, I don't know if I explained it correctly, Cardian, but trying my best. Because U32 is foundational, right? It is something that we see everywhere. Like if I... Let's go back to our task struct, which is like the base of Linux scheduling. If we go somewhere where they give a shit, right, there's U8. U64, right? Why is there's no underscore? I'm triggered. Oh, it's because it's the internal one, right? The internal one has no underscore. The one with the underscore is for the external one, the one that we linked to the include. I think. Where the fuck do you get your things from? You're importing type, right? You see, that's an issue, right? Why? Why is it not possible for me to be able to click on like U64 and it tell me this specific U64 comes from this place? Like, this should be a thing, right? It shouldn't say there are 6,476 type defs inside of the Linux kernel. Which one it is? Go fuck yourself. Like, no. Okay, so... I guess I'm the dumb fuck here, okay? They just typed def one onto another. Hey! Okay. I'm overthinking. I'm overthinking so hard. Do I just give up on performance while parsing? Because this is my design right now. My design right now is going to be a cancer to produce. But potentially good. At the end. That's the only thing that matters. Okay. The reason why I think it's a cancer is because we're going to have to... whenever we're going to find E16 somewhere, we're going to have to, like, find again, oh, how do we define E16, and is it the same definition as the one that I'm using here? So it's going to be unhinged. Or maybe I don't need to do that every time and I'm just dumb, but... Overthinking again. Okay. I stepped away. Did he find out what to do with the type? Yes, I did. Okay, I did. The solution to the type def is to encode it inside of the struct as a solution, okay? Think about... Okay. Encode type defs here. Okay. So now we need to know what are the compiler enabled types, right? So... Ooh, that's the name, the canonical types. Or no, I'm dumb. For sure there's a way in CLang that I can retrieve that information. There's no way in hell that that's not possible. Like, just think about it. Just think about it. This is our output right now. It says type, kind, elaborated. Elaborated? Let me elaborate. That's a type def, okay? That's what it means. That's what it means. I think. Okay, let's go check. Let's go check. Let's stop asserting things and let's start looking up. Okay, so here we were parsing functions because we are brain damage. So val from get le16. Oh no, it's put le16. Okay, at the top. Hello, type def detected. Okay. Okay, could we have like an int somewhere? Ooh, const char. Oh, it's a pointer. Fuck me. Unsigned level. What do you look like, unsigned level? Hi, I'm glitching. Type uint. We in. That's how we're going to know if our thing is divisible or not, okay? That's how. It's by using CLang. Boom. Sounds like a good solution. It is. But we still need to understand what a type kind elaborated is. Damn, this guy brain is churning, chiseling out a statue made of bytes. Indeed, my brain is churning. It's lacking fuel right now. It's lacking fuel real bad, but we'll get through it. Okay, how many type kinds are there? What the fuck am I doing? Syndex. Syndex. Alright. Big brain. Okay. What is this? Can you elaborate? Can you elaborate? I think it's me. Cardian, I'm not sure what you're talking about because there's always a little bit of a delay. But okay, so let's speak, okay? And this should be zoomed, okay? I know you cannot see anything, okay? Okay, let's speak. So, we have, right now, looking at the why is my brain like this? Looking at the AST, so when we parse a file, it will give us a bunch of AST, okay? Looking at the AST, we can have a type kind for a specific type, right? So if we have int, it will return beep, uint, or no, it will return int. Okay, it will return int. So we'll return int, and if we say something else, we'll return something else. So I need to encode this somewhere, somehow. Okay, I'm overthinking this, that's for sure. Wait, it's super simple? I am the AST based. Okay. Are these all possible types that can be processed inside of CLang? Trying to automatically get info out of the kernel source on something? Still, yep. Okay, that looks interesting, but anyway. What I'm starting to think about is how about we go lazy with it? We store the... Like, let's say that we have a type that is not elaborate, which would mean that it is a type def, that is not a pointer, and that is not like enum, type defs. Like we can make a list of what we don't want it to be, and all of the other thing would just dump the value out of this and get the spelling of the type. And shove it into the database. What I'm thinking about right now is how we can reconstitute and deconstitute this, okay? It needs to enter the database, and it needs to be out of the database, and something that resemble like one another, right? So I would want underscore underscore U16 to look as underscore underscore U16 at the end. But I mean, this is a dumb thing to say because this is a type def, this is not a type. Not the same thing. A pure type, an int, would be 17 and it would come out an int on the other end, I guess. God damn, I'm overthinking this, that's for sure. Right, because here we have a uint for level, and we're using literally unsigned. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's hard for me to go through this and understand what the F I'm doing. Let's look at the output that we have from our system a little more. So, aside from pointers and elaborated, do we have anything else? And the uint that we were talking about? Guess not. Like, the question that I'm having right now is, am I missing any info? Right, if I store this value, if I store the name of the thing, so if it's an int, I would store int. Is there anything else that I would want to retrieve from that type? Like, let's say I only want to store the type, the name, and this. Because this also contains the number of bytes, right? Because we have the option for a uchar, a char, char 16, and like all of these options. So it also tells me how big the thing is. I think. I hope. Or else it's going to be complicated. Okay, let's live with it. Let's use this. Let's use this. I don't know. I think I'm... Elaborated doesn't map to... primitive type. Yes, it ends up mapping. For sure, I'm sure we're able to... to unroll this, okay? For sure. I'm just overthinking. I think my brain is mush. Okay. I can use this. Okay. Okay, I think I'll write down some things for tomorrow and I'll have to because if I start writing code, I'm not going to be productive. Looks like there is everything you can get out of a type in there. Yeah, looks like it to me too. So, use values from typecan and syndex to store along with the name so that you know what the fuck it is. Okay. Okay. I don't like the use of tspec. We should use typecan kind here. Just so I think about it, so that's it's in my brain. It's in my brain. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think that we're cooking now. Now it's looking better. Okay. So we store the type kind once it's been dissolved enough. Type struct, we need to make sure that this is unique so that we cannot set, or do we? Sorry. Oh, that's going to be disgusting. We're going to... There's so many solutions that will need to be included inside of the code so that there's no duplicate that I did not need to think about before. Because before, I had a system where it would look through the database and see, oh, do I have this file name already in the database, right? Before adding it to the database. We're not going to be able to do this because the structs are more complex. That's probably going to be an issue. Okay. The issue that just sparked through my brain. I know that we're done, but I still want to talk about it a bit more. Okay, so right now, what is on the... Holy shit. Okay. What is on the right side here? It works. Okay, that works. So let's just assume that this just works, trademark, and let's ignore it. Okay, we're gonna remove it. So let's assume that we can store types and struct correctly, and they all pass through this M type. Oh. The issue here is at one point, we will need to make this feature work. So we will need to be able to search for underscore E16, and it should tell us where to find it within a specific version, right? That's something that we should want. Right now, our approach is not version specific. And I'm thinking, how do we link version into it? Because the fact that it's not version specific is really good because it makes everything easier to manage, right? We just have to see, oh, was this type already added in the past inside of the system? If so, I'll use the same thing. Oh, was this struct with these exact component added to the kernel before? If so, I'll use this. But how do I address the... Like, structs will change from version to version. Like a task, if we go to task struct or whichever we're talking about, they change from version to version. So how do I choose the right one, right? I could search through the tag, then return the type IDs that match a specific tag. That makes sense. But now, how would I link types, usage, and versions? One more table. Yeah, we're bridging the freak out of this. Oh, man. I don't know. Is it? Sounds like that's going to be our solution, right? We're going to bridge. Okay, let's chill. Let's chill this. We're going to have to bridge this again, right? We're going to have to say to... Because the reverse query is just unhinged, right? For example, let's say that I search. This is not good. Okay. If I say, okay, easy. I don't know if I can remove this. Probably no. But anyway, I say, okay, I'll search through those tag names. I see, oh, I see underscore underscore U18. It is in here, okay? I'll filter for the type structs to have the type ID that fits underscore underscore U18. All of them, because there's going to be multiple, right? The type defs may change. And then I'm going to go up trying to parse through all the tags that I've used this. Or maybe all the structs that I've used this, and then the tags that I've used this. This is unhinged. That's not a usable system. Like, in one way it works, in the other way it's viral AIDS. So we'll need to ground that some way. Or maybe we just bite the bullet on this, and because it is a more... Because it is a more complex thing, maybe we can just bite the bullet, add to ntype over here. We could add a new field. This new field would be an XML. Or a JSON, who the fuck cares, okay? So let's say JSON. And it would have some kind of, well, of storage that would store the version that it is used in. So version 0, version 1, version 2, and probably some way to compress it so that we don't have to list every version, right? A little bit like my implementation of time ID. I know that none of you know what the fuck I'm talking about, but who cares? Just know that there's an optimized way to list versions. So maybe by adding a new column to the type and assuming that that column is to be never used in fast execution. When am I going to do this? When am I going to do a search like this and expect it to be instant? Is this really a thing that is going to happen? To know when a type is used or not? To then do some garbage search with it? Oh, Christ. I think that's going to need to be the solution. Or maybe I can optimize this further and make an entire table for complex time, where this table is going to have a simple ID. Whoops, I messed up the order here. It's going to have a simple ID, and then it's going to contain those JSON thing that will list all the version that something applies. So then I would just have to link to this specific table to be able to know when it's being used. And MariaDB has some optimized ways to store JSON and to query that JSON if needed. So if truly my life is garbage and I need to do some crazy, insane, unhinged conditional, I would be able to. I don't want to do this. That's garbage. Okay, let's stop thinking about this. This is for later. Okay, the system works. We just cannot do like research. For now. Reverse research doesn't work for now. We're going to fix it later, okay? I think tables are faster than comparing columns. If you mean having an ID for something, yes. If something is indexed, it's fast. That's the DB way. And if it is, if your select command is small, if it is slim, because if you have to churn through billions of entry, you're screwed. And this is my issue here, is that right now, parsing one single version and just taking in the tags from C tags, which means parsing like half of what I have to parse, I already have like in the millions of tags. So this is why the DB design has to be on point, because sooner or later we're going to hit those insane roadblocks. But for now, if there's nothing that I cannot fix just by adding another column and adding a new table on the side, I'm happy with that. So let's just deny that the possible issues exist. Tomorrow we're going to implement this. So tomorrow we don't have to focus on DB. Tomorrow we focus on getting the type kind, the most distilled one from a kind, and trying to store this. Well, for now, not store it inside of the DB, but get that data inside of a bunch of arrays so that we could later on store it. I think that's the way. Yep. Yep. We're in. We're in. All right. That's about it for today. Another great small stream. Was fun to be with you. I'll be there tomorrow. Same time, same place. Maybe a little bit longer. Who knows? Maybe I'll game if I'm too sleepy. Who the hell knows? But tomorrow we're trying to distill type kind. That's our mission. That's what we need to do. So if y'all have something to do, you can throw it in something to say. You can throw it in the chat. But apart from that, I'm gonna be gone. Was very fun to be with you. And well, take care. Bye-bye.